Yo, what is up, guys? Del Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing absolutely splendid. As I'm sure you guys know, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury will be having their rematch on the 22nd of February. We've had a press conference, and a few things now are being brought out into the open. One of which was made public by Tyson Fury. And listen, you have to take what Tyson Fury says with a grain of salt, right? We all know that. But he was talking about sparring in the lead up to this Deontay Wilder rematch, and he basically said that there would be no sparring to the head in order to not open the cut-up that he sustained against Otto Wallin. And yeah, I just really wanted to share my 2 cents on this. First and foremost, like I said earlier, we do have to take what Tyson Fury says with a grain of salt. He can be economical with the truth, to say the least. Maybe this is a red herring to Team Wilder. There is that possibility, right? Tyson Fury has always been a guy who's played mind games on his opponents. You know, various opponents in his career, he's talked trash and got into their head pre-fight, including the first Deontay Wilder fight, the Vladimir Klitschko fight, and a few other fights. So this could be a red herring from Tyson Fury. We have to consider that. But let's just humour Tyson Fury and say this is true. Surely this can't be the best preparation for Deontay Wilder. Having no full contact sparring to the head, only body sparring, technical sparring. Listen, that has its place, but surely you need to experience everything in camp in the lead up to such a big fight like this. In such a fight where one mistake could cost you the fight. Because we all know Deontay Wilder isn't the greatest boxer in the world, but he carries that right-hander razor where if he lands one shot, it's over. And you need to be very sharp, very switched on against a guy like that. And the lack of full contact sparring before a fight like this, to me, raises alarm bells. It really does. You know, if I'm fighting Deontay Wilder, I want to be fully switched on. I don't care about the talk that he's a bad boxer. I don't care about any of that. All I know is that guy can land one shot and wipe me out. So I'm going to be on my P's and Q's and as sharp as possible. And as far as I'm concerned, in order to achieve that, surely you need full contact sparring. You need to be getting the rounds in at a good level. Not body sparring, touch sparring, and technical sparring. Like I said, that does have its place, don't get it twisted, but in the build up to this fight, you know, he needs to be sparring full on, you know, getting used to that mindset where your opponent is trying to take your head off with every single shot, because going into a Deontay Wilder fight with no real sparring, to me, doesn't sound great. I've got to be completely honest. You know, first time around, Tyson Fury was he lapsed in concentration a couple of times and he nearly paid for it. He got dropped twice. Going into this fight without sparring, I think is extremely risky. So if it is true, I think that is something to really consider going into this rematch. Tyson Fury not full contact sparring. I couldn't believe it when he said that. Even if he actually, you know, genuinely isn't going to spar full contact, I really don't know why he put that out in public, to be quite honest, if that is the case. And that kind of makes me think it is a red herring because he's put it out in public. Why would you want to admit that to your opponents and give him that motivation to try that much harder, to try and land, and to put it on you that much more when he knows you've not been sparring fully in camp? When he knows you've not been going through the tough rounds in camp, why would you give your opponent that motivation? So if it is true, Tyson Fury should have really kept it to himself, as far as I'm concerned. But, like I said, there is a good chance this could be a red herring. Maybe Tyson Fury is holding back on the sparring for a couple of weeks in camp, and then maybe a month out he'll start sparring full on and getting a few rounds in. Or maybe it's just Tyson Fury putting it out there in public to kind of have an excuse to fall back on in case he loses this fight. That is something to consider. You know, fighters always want a reason for why they lost a fight, you know? And maybe this could be Tyson Fury's insurance policy should he lose the fight. He could say, well, do you know what? The cut affected me, I couldn't spar fully, and it really, really hampered my preparation. You know, maybe that's why he's kind of putting it out there, just as a built-in excuse to excuse a potential loss. Maybe there's that element to it as well. But, you know, it's certainly interesting. And if you're picking Tyson Fury, or you think Tyson Fury is going to win, it's certainly something to consider going into this fight. It really is, you know. Fighters spar several hard rounds before a fight for a reason, you know. So yeah, I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on this story. Do you think it's complete and utter BS? Or do you think there's more to it? Do you think Tyson Fury is being genuine? Obviously, it's hard to tell with Tyson Fury, you know. That guy wouldn't know the truth if it bit him on the arse. So it's hard to say whether it's BS or not, but certainly something to consider, so especially if you're betting on this fight. You know, I would certainly consider it. Anyway, share your thoughts below. What do you make of this story? Peace.